First, the Mud Hens have been mashing the ball. After last night's win over Iowa, the team is collectively with an OPS of .820, the second highest in all of AAA, trailing only Omaha as the Hens chase the Storm Chasers in the standings. Toledo looking for their third straight win over the Cubs, and they would rely on the bullpen to do so. In the second, Hens threatening, bags full for Victor Reyes, grounds to first, easy play for Alfonso Rivas, flips to the pitcher to retire the side. Next half inning, Iowa with the bases loaded. Nolan Backwood working his first inning facing Trace Thompson. Backwood making a splash with the backwards K, ends the threat, keeping it scoreless. In the seventh, still no score. Cubs' Tyler Ladendorf changes all that. Golfing one out to left center, carries out of the park, sparking a 3-run inning. Cubs would tack on 3 more in the 8th and 9th combined. 6-0 your final. Hens held to just 5 hits as they are shut out for just the 3rd time this season. Matt Melzak and Jim Weber put it into perspective for us.
All right, thanks. Back out here at Fifth Third Field. Jim, you and I said this at the end of the broadcast. Sometimes you just go, hey, that's baseball. Tonight it was that the Cubs did a great job pitching. They held the Hens off the board all night long.
Yeah, and then when we got late in the game, they found a way to score and shut the Mud Hens out 6-0. The only guy that had a decent night at the plate for us was Adeline Rodriguez with 2 hits. There were only 5 hits in the Mud Hens column, but that's baseball. The Mud Hens still lead the series 2-1. And we don't know how Omaha and Indy are doing right now, but that'll determine whether we're 4 back or 5 back.
Yep, certainly will. And you look back on this game, and you go back to the second inning, bottom half of the second inning, the Mud Hens loaded the bases, only 1 out. They got 0 runs. And that can be a key moment in the game, Jim, especially early. If they had gotten a run or 2 in there, maybe this game looks totally different.
Well, the further you go in the game, it becomes something that you look back on. I didn't think too much about it early because we usually find ways to score. And we looked it up. The Mud Hens now have only been shut out 3 times all year, and one of those was a short 7-inning game.
That's true, and that was the 3rd game of the entire season.
Yeah,
so
way back.
Way back at the beginning of the year. But for the most part, this has been a team that has hit well. They've driven in a lot of runs, but you're not going to be able to do that each and every night. They scored 8 runs last night. They were probably due for less on that side tonight, and it showed.
Well, tomorrow night we have our most solid starter out there, Drew Hutchinson, with a record of 6-3. We'll hope that the Mud Hens can climb back into that win column and keep the heat on Omaha.
And that's one thing that the Mud Hens will certainly be looking for tomorrow is a strong start. They had to go with the bullpen today. For the most part, it did very well, but they still end up giving up just too many runs tonight, and they lose it. So the Mud Hens will look to get back in the win column tomorrow night. Back to you in the studio.